As the sun rises, it is a full week until the first tournament here on the BattleCraft SMP, the Doubles Invitational. I'm getting my VGC teams ready of Pokemon that I just really enjoy using, but we've got a little bit of work to do to get them in tip-top shape. So let's go over the team one by one. First, we have the Wall Toxapeck. I wanted to give it Regenerator, so I used the Netherite Ingot to get it the ability patch. Now with Regenerator and the leftovers, I just had a little bit of EV work I had to do with some berries to get this guy cleaned up and ready to go. The absolute tank it is. Next up, we've got XP, the Porygon 2. Porygon 2 can still evolve, so giving it an Eviolite will make it extra happy. It'll double those defensive stats, and it's not a bad offensive attacker either. Next up, we have Koopy, the Mamoswine. This thing is also a beast with a high HP stat, high attack stat, using berries again to clean up the EVs that I messed up while EV training, and giving this thing a better moveset across the board with moves like Ice Shard and Earthquake. Next up, we've got Cardinal, the Corviknight. Although the IVs aren't perfect on this, I think a good EV spread of special defense and defense will be perfect. Next up, we have Jalapeno, the Heatmore. This thing is a mixed attacker, so I gave it a Naive Met to raise its speed. I used some berries again to clean up its EVs. And then I gave it a Choice Scarf so that it can outspeed things and hopefully hit with a punch. Lastly, we got Cathedral, or Cathy, my starter Conkeldurr. I just had a little bit of EV work to do on this guy and give him a Figgy Berry so that it can heal when she gets low. And those are the 6 that I'm going in with. Of course, we're doing like 4v4s, I guess, so we'll be picking a few out of that. And I also want to say, of course, my intention is to win, but my intention is to more so have fun and use Pokemon that I enjoy using. None of these Pokemon are exactly like super broken in any form or super great, but they are fun and I like using them. And to me, if I'm able to just have fun and get one little silly goofy moment, then that makes it all worth it. Right, Cathy? So I'll let these guys sit here and explore around my base a little bit, stretch their legs, get ready for this upcoming week, and we've got to do something about this book. If you remember last time, Team Obsidian is up to no good, okay? They want me to pay a tax of 20 diamonds weekly to simply use the land of Lumoria, okay? In case you've been sleeping under a rock type like Geodude, Team Obsidian is a political faction here on the server. They typically don't resort to violence, but they are up to constant tomfoolery. They try to manipulate people into paying taxes. They try to recruit new members. They've been unsuccessful with that one so far. And rumors are they even stole a shiny. They definitely try to monopolize some of the shinies here on the server. And I, for one, am not having it. So I'm going to handle this in 3 easy steps. I've got Smeargle here to help me write. We're going to first make a declaration of order. This is kind of like the Declaration of Independence, except we're not under anyone else's rule, and it's basically calling for some sort of order between all of these political factions and anarchy that we currently have on the server. So Smeargle, let's get to writing. I feel like Thomas Jefferson. Citizens of the great nation of Lumoria, I, jblader, call for the creation of a governmental body built out of fair representation whose goal is to provide order and law, protect its citizens from harm, and uphold the Constitutional Bill of Rights for all. Once approved, the proposed and amendable Constitution shall be law of the land, representatives from all factions and groups accounted for. We shall make our country equitable, fair, and balanced for all people and Pokemon alike. I hope to have your cooperation in hand as we strive to make this region a shining example of the best people and Pokemon have to offer the world. Signed, jblader, self-nominated People of Lumoria representative. Hopefully this is a good first bureaucratic step into creating some solutions for the political turmoil that we have here on the server. Of course, this declaration mentions a constitution, which has not yet been written or proposed. So now, it's time to write our Bill of Rights. I went down to my lab, I went to my writing desk, took out my quill and pen, and over the course of a few days, thought deeply about what it meant to be a citizen of Lumoria. How can our government protect us, serve the people, and what rights do citizens and Pokemon alike have here on our server? I condensed all of my findings into our Bill of Rights, a proposed amendable constitution. We, the players of Lumoria, in order to form a more perfect server, establish justice, have the right to express their thoughts freely in public in private chat channels, provided they do not spam brief or otherwise
Article
called
2,
flag to the realm,
the right to bear
freedom
sword
of
and bow,
the right of the player to
due
craft,
process,
enchant,
except
and
in
wield
designated
weapons,
PvP
armor,
zone,
forced to
and
respawn
potion.
without their
Article 3,
consent, shall be
forced respawn
received
by moderator,
without
shall
only
be
occur
or
in
not
trials
from
of severe glitching
Article
or
5.
And once it was all done, I decided to go into town and create a little message board so that we could display our constitution for all to see. So there's 4 steps to every revolution and subsequent creation of government. Number 1, the declaration of the creation of the government. We just did that. Number 2, the Bill of Rights and/or creation of a constitution. We've done that based on the United States Constitution, amendable, all that good stuff. Number 3, we need to recruit people and to let people know what's going on for our cause. We're going to be doing that later. And next up, we need to create a designated space to hold our documents and to do legislative, judicial, and executive acts. This can be some type of municipal building, like a capitol building or a courtroom, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of from picture to pixel action today because we're going to be using a inspiration from an IRL courthouse, an IRL building, municipal building today. So, if you're ready to do some building, we did Pokemon a little bit at the beginning, and we did some creative writing, and now it's just time for good old Minecraft building. So let's get to it. I figured I'd do something that I don't normally do, which is 1, build in creative mode, and 2, show you guys a little bit of my process when I'm designing buildings, because I get asked questions like this all the time, and I love sharing the knowledge. I've been playing this game for 10 years now, and I've learned some tips and tricks along the way, especially when it comes to building things out of real life, and I definitely like sharing my style with other people. Hopefully it inspires you. So let's find a picture to base our build off of today, not of something someone else has built in Minecraft, but something in real life. What you're seeing on the screen is a building known as the Old Courthouse. It was built in Buena Vista, Virginia, and it was built in 1890. It's a 2.5-story brick building with a mansard roof and a Second Empire style. It housed originally a treasurer's office, mayor's office, office of the clerk of court, attorney's offices, telephone exchange, and a lodge. The local library has occupied the space since 1971, and I think this is a great example of a historic building that we can bring into Minecraft. So let's first start with the palette. Since we have a bunch of chipped variants of bricks, I can use these traditional clay bricks and use some of the chipped variants for accents on the corners or above the windows. Then, if you're playing in vanilla, you can always try granite or waxed copper. The outlines of a lot of the building, like the soffit work and the trim around the windows, is kind of a dark green color, so terracotta and terracotta shingles is an option that we have here in this pack. And then for the roof material, it was probably at one point a little bit darker, but with age, it lightens up a little bit when it gets bleached by the sun. So we're going with a stone brick and mossy stone brick combination. I think this is a good palette, and now we just got to do some outlining and get some of the basic structures in. I like to just kind of start left to right oftentimes on the front of a building. I know it's going to be relatively square, so once I get one side, the other side should be a lot easier. I also know this bottom window is a little bit taller than the top window, and I can't do a lot of detailed framework, obviously because there are limitations in Minecraft, but I can bring a little bit of that frame detail in by including some green terracotta kind of on the bottom of windows, and then potentially using it on the insides like this, kind of to frame the inside from different angles. So that's one way you can kind of get around some of the size discrepancies and possibilities within Minecraft. I can also add some details by doing things like this. This will allow us to see that green terracotta behind it, acts a little bit more like a frame and breaks up the space. Okay, some details are going in. Got the little covering here over the door entrance, like some glasses going in. I decided to change out this green terracotta for the green terracotta shingled stairs. Just add a little bit more dimension. Probably gonna do more or less the same thing up here. So now you can see we got the base shape down. It's going to be square. Like I said, I'm adding details like the polished granite on the corners as a type of cornerstone. I think that really helps kind of add dimension to a build so it doesn't look as square. Again, using polished granite as an accent above the windows. I swapped out this for the upside down stairs. There's plenty of like dimension. Even though the build is flat, there's plenty of dimension here. And all I really got to do now is figure out what this top roof section is going to do. And we just repeat it on 4 sides, essentially. Or I guess really just 2 sides, because or 2.5 sides, it's going to go into a cliff probably, and that's totally fine. If you don't have access to a green stair block like this, I think the dark prismarine might be a good way to go. Lastly, we just need to get the shape of the roof parts that are facing the front, and there's going to be like windows in here too, symmetrical to these windows. They're going to be a little smaller, probably about this size. So let's get some window spaces made here, and this area again is going to be like really steep, so trying to keep that in mind when you're crafting this area. There we go, that part's easy enough. I think adding deep slate tiles here will help create a little bit more division, and this also has a painted kind of black part. I guess it'd be kind of like a gutter on most of this building anyway, so I think that works. And then we have the nice little jutted window out of the roof. I think this is working totally fine. There seems to be a little bit of an overhang, kind of like that. There simply are some limitations in Minecraft that you can't really get around, so we just got to do our best with this one. Yeah, I think that shape works the best. I'm going to raise this part up 1 block. All right, that's much better. I think we're really, really close to like aspect ratios, and that's kind of what I'm shooting for. So we'll just be mimicking this on this side. I'm not going to build it for right now, and we just got to do this little part right up here. This rest of the roof here is just going to have a very gradual incline up with some stone brick slabs, kind of like tin roofing or something like that. It usually helps to go ahead and make this like a square, because it looks like this shape is going to be a square, so doing the roof will be a lot easier if we just start there. Then it also has these little shoot-offs on every side with the little overhanging roof, so we'll just go ahead and make that on every side. Basic shape is in now. We just got to fill it in. That's looking spot on to me, and we'll cap it off with some deep slate. With the limitations in Minecraft, I think that's as close as we're going to get it, but the building looks great. I think it's super close to the original. I'm not going to bother doing this other part. This is just to get some reference stuff down, but that means I got to go collect some green terracotta back on the server. So now comes the fun part, building in survival. I've been saving this spot right here for a rainy day, and I didn't really know what I wanted to put here beside my wrecking ball and beside Rob's who's that Pokemon. But I think this spot is just enough space for us to put a communal building, and maybe it actually goes into the cliffside a little bit. That's totally fine. A little bit of a walkway out front. So I'll get started doing some building. See, I'm not paying a tax. No. This isn't no homeowners association. None of that's happened. I'm not paying a fee. I'm contributing to the server. I'm being a good citizen. I ain't paying no freaking fees or nothing. Article 9, guys. Obsidian, Article 9. Come to you today because have you gotten a note about paying a tax to Team Obsidian?
Not that I'm aware of. I just logged on.
Okay, well, let's see if they have a book. I want to see if they left you a book too, because they're charging me a tax for using the land of Lumoria, and that doesn't sit well with me, because I've been staying out of it. I've been watching, but I haven't been doing anything besides watching them. Are they just targeting me?
We could check the detective agency or Skipper's place.
Have these books always been here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not it either. I gotta go to somebody else's base now. Hold on. Oh my gosh, they did leave a note over here. This is to maintain our insane shiny rates and remain on top of the game. Failure to produce said diamonds will result in removal of orb from your name. No! Please deliver to Oh, they're getting... Oh, I don't like this. Wait. Mighty Duck is the Team Obsidian enemy right now. We gotta go check Duck's place. I'm gonna check Rob's place, and I'm gonna check Duck's place. By the way, this place is amazing. Holy moly, Rob, you're crazy, man. Doing all this custom terraforming. I don't see one here. Are they being strategic about who they're attacking? Oh, there's books. There's books. Oh, here it is. Team Obsidian tax. As you know, Team Obsidian are the top team in the Lumoria region to keep on top of our game. We're now imposing a new tax on all members of BattleCraft. Please deposit 20 diamonds per week, one of our bases. If you do not meet our quota, bad things will happen. This is crazy, dude. Okay, I gotta go. We gotta deal with this. Chest bait.
What's the news?
The news is there's one at Duck's base and one at Peeporp's base, and they are both being taxed the same amount as I am. We have to pay 20 diamonds a month for okay, they said they were going to take Orp out of Peeporp's name, and that sounds painful. And then they said they were also just taxing all new members of the server, which is why Duck's got one. There's a lot of things not adding up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I did a thing, and I need support of the server, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I wrote a constitution. So here's the constitution.
Preamble. We, the players of Lumoria, in order to form a more perfect server, establish justice, ensure creeper-free tranquility, provide for a common
It's a lot.
Ordain and establish this constitution. Oh, there's 17 pages.
Yeah. Read that. No, it's an entire constitution. You can read that on your own time, but go to Article 9. Article 9 is what really, I think, covers what I'm talking about here. Taxation without representation. You know how that went for them British, right? We ain't playing no games. We have the right to build and explore. We cannot be denied. It cannot be disparaged by others. We can freely terraform outside of protected areas. That means they don't have the right to tax us. And I need to write some more amendments to this just to cover our bases. But I need a clerk. I need like a governmental clerk that just, watches over everything, is like making, for right now you can also be the treasurer, just keep the funds and all that stuff for the city. Because okay, I'm building a courthouse here. Come here. This is going to be the clerk building. This is the municipal Lumoria municipal building. It'll be the courthouse. It'll keep all of our documents safe. It'll be the legislative building for now. I temporarily put up a little message board over there with the Constitution on it, just because I think legislation should be posted so that people know. And somebody wrote a sign and said that we the people did not sign this. Can you believe that?
That sounds unpatriotic.
I couldn't believe it. I took all the time to write this for everyone, and they said that that they didn't sign it. Because I'm not paying, I don't know about you, but I'm not paying to tax the team Obsidian.
I mean, it's odd that, I don't know if you know this, but I'm part of the other side, the ones that got these things,
Right.
Yeah. So I'm shocked that I didn't get anything.
I think it's coming. I think that they're just hitting the easy targets first. Let me show you why I think they're coming for me. 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks, 4 stacks, 5 stack. That's why they're coming for me. They want a piece of this.
They want your wealth. They know you got the money and they want it.
Right. Basically, I just need somebody to fill the role, and if people are like paying taxes to the server or something, you just accept it.
Okay.
And do as the people of Lumoria to tell you. And that's me. I'm the people of Lumoria. So that'll be all. You're dismissed now. Thank you, Clerk Chespy. Stay on the lookout for new updated legislation coming in the near future.
Thank you. Thank you for this job.
Yes, you were the first one I thought of. He's gonna do great. He's gonna do great. I can tell. Exactly what we need is a clerk, a court of the clerk of the court, someone to man this municipal building. I've got a little bit more building to do here. It was fun building this thing so far, but oh my gosh, the amount of terracotta this actually took. It's been fun building this so far, but the amount of terracotta this has taken is crazy. And as you can see, it's I gotta finish the backside of this. And the inside is not done either because we're running to a cliff. So a little bit cleanup work to do, and we'll wrap this up and work a little bit on some amendments. So I'm gonna get back to work. Step 1 for today's legislative exercises have been finished. We have constructed a municipal building based on the building in Buena Vista, Virginia, the old courthouse. I am so pleased with this build. I love the palette. They really knew what they were doing with the dark green and the bricks. Introduction of granite's great. Had to make a few little changes. Oh, I see I missed a spot up there. Had to make a few little changes to the roof to get it to work the way I wanted it to work, but I think that we've nailed it. And I've also done some work on the inside. Let's take a look. In here, just spruce floors right now, large granite bricks for the walls. Up here, same type of thing. Some torches on the walls. Nothing crazy whatsoever. But what we're going to be doing in here is laying out some of those amendments that I want to make and make some spots for our clerk to sit and we'll need a treasurer. So a little bit more building work to do here and a little bit more writing to do. Smeargle and I have been busy decorating and writing, let's head inside and take a look at the finished first floor using some of the furniture from Handcrafted. And let's talk about the layout of the room a little bit. You walk in, and right now we're going to have just proposed constitution. This is the People of Lumoria version, or my version here. And then any server members, if you guys want to give it your own go at creating a constitution, maybe it favors you a little more, maybe you think mine favors me too much, feel free to write your own. This is a spot for another proposed constitution. And then down here, we have a proposed amendment. And again, anybody can leave amendments here that they think need to be added. Now, you're probably wondering what these little statuesque things here are, and these are placeholders for, not for you, Smeargle, get out. These are placeholders for different server members. They're going to be server roles. Like any government, there's got to be civil servants, and also the representatives. So for the roles, we've got the bailiff, the treasurer, our clerk of the courts, which in this case, I guess is Chespy. We've got admin council representative, moderator council representative, People of Lumoria representative, that's me, I guess, Team Obsidian representative, and the other team on the server that Chespy is a member of, Team Shimmer representative. So let's read this proposed amendment. Proposal for Amendment 1, Representative Guidelines. Lumoria's Republic will be fulfilled through a council of 5 representatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These representatives will fulfill legislative, executive, and judicial duties for the region, including but not limited to taxation, rulemaking, court judgments, and more. Political organizations are responsible for deciding their own representatives. Only one rep per group may sit on the Lumoria Council. Proposed council members, nominees. So for the admin council, I think KC would be a great fit. Mod council, Peeport. Obsidian rep, I guess it's got to be Vert. He's the current boss of Team Obsidian. Shimmer rep, I guess it would be Thomas, since KC is also on the admin council, and Thomas has been taking a leading role in Shimmer in some of their pranks recently. And People of Lumoria rep, me, jblader. So I'm going to put this here. Bam. There we go. Proposed Amendment 1. And this room is basically done. I also need to add a copy of my Declaration of Order somewhere in this room, or maybe even outside on the footsteps, just like our founding fathers, John Adams, John Hancock, Patrick Henry. They all stood on the footsteps of the courthouse and demanded fair representation. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing. Upstairs is going to be a makeshift courthouse, but it's going to have to wait until another episode. For now, it's just going to be like this. This one's a little bit of a longer episode, and these things take forever. Making episodes like this, doing all the building, all the designing, gathering materials, creative writing, organizing clips, replay shots, they take forever. And if you enjoy it, you've made it this far, please consider leaving a like. It recommends my videos to other people, and leave a comment while you're here. I want to know what you think. Now that we've got the building, I guess I don't really need this sign, so I'm going to temporarily move this little message board over next to the building, and let's see if I can recreate this. And there we have it, a municipal message board now just moved beside the municipal building, which I think is a little bit more fitting. So we've done everything we needed to do today, basically. We set up a declaration of order calling for the creation of a government here on the server. We created a municipal building, and a lovely one, I believe at that. We've drafted a Bill of Rights and Constitution and put all of these things on display for the server members, and we even started doing a little bit of political activism by recruiting fellow server member Chespy. Obviously, a lot of people here have different political organizations and affiliations that they may hold some alliance to, and I'm aware of that, but regardless of those, I need to do one final thing. I have to let people know that there's a revolution coming. By torchlight, I ride through the pixel-lit night, o'er the cobblestone paths and through forest of fright. With protection for armor and sword sharp and keen, I summon my comrades to alter the scene. To arms! To arms! Team Obsidian have come! Their laughter echoes, their shiny streaks run. The Endermen whisper, the creepers conspire. The land falls to chaos, our homes set afire. No more shall anarchy reign uncontrolled. We gather to forge a new order, one that is bold. We'll draft out our laws by the glowstone's warm light, build cities with purpose, unite for the fight.